What up, movie lovers? Welcome back to the Apocaflix Movie News Podcast. We're back again, and I'm your host, Jacob Bartley, and I'm here with Gio Ramos. What's up, dude?
Worst heroes ever.
Worst heroes ever? Where is that coming from?
Suicide Squad. Come on, guys.
That's awesome. And we're also here with Jake Berlin. What's up, man?
Not much. Hanging in there. You know, had a little bit of a rough week.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm
you were
coming
in
back.
bed all week, huh?
Yeah, I had wisdom teeth surgery and kind of coming over a little bit of the flu. So, you know, I'm hanging in there.
It's that time of year.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to happen. I actually just got my flu shot, so I'm feeling a little weird as well. But, hey, it's all good.
I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah, Gio's fine. The movie news guru's fine. So, but we're here to talk about movies, something that should make us feel better. And as most of you know how this works, Gio grabs the movie news topics throughout the week, or in this case, from the past couple weeks. There's a lot of stuff we need to catch up on, but there's also some new stuff. So, Gio, what are we starting with today?
We're going to start with the obvious. Star Wars Episode 8 moves from May 2017 to now December 15th, 2017. And I want to get you guys' reactions on this. First, what does this mean for Star Wars and Disney? Why would they make a move from May to December? A lot of fans are like, oh no, we got to wait a couple more months. But, you know, whatever. So, Jake, let's start with you. Star Wars Episode 8 moving from May to December 2017. Just talk about what it means for Disney and whatnot.
Oh, I love it. I think it's the perfect move. I know that fans everywhere are like freaking out. Oh my God, 6 more months until, you know, Episode 8. We have to wait longer. But you got to look at it from multiple angles. I mean, first of all, The Force Awakens just absolutely demolished the all-time record in December from 90 million to almost 250 million. It shows that there is money to be made in December. And, you know, December is usually not a month where big movies come out. And Disney and Lucasfilm, you know, after The Force Awakens, like, you know what? I think we just need to stick in December. There's all kinds of money to be there. Make it the new Star Wars home. Like, everybody's been excited about seeing Star Wars go back to May because that's its original home. That's where the originals came out at. That's where the prequels came out at. But this new generation, like, I think December fits it best. I mean, and second, like, why would you not want Star Wars for Christmas? You get a Star Wars movie every year around Christmas time. During the holiday, you get to go with your families, your loved one, whoever. It's the perfect spot for Star Wars. I don't think it. I mean, maybe there is something to do with maybe some script rendering or something. There is a little bit of news floating around that maybe they're doing a little bit of script polishing to focus more on
the central characters.
Yeah, Rey, Poe, and Finn, because they didn't think they'd be that much popular from what they are. But I think even if they were doing that, they still could have hit that May release date. I think it's a move that they decided to do to make December the Star Wars home. It makes complete sense. I love it. I don't have any problem waiting 6 more months. Plus, it gives Rian Johnson 6 more months to do whatever the hell he wants. And you got to think it also, The Force Awakens originally had a May release date, and then it got pushed back to December. And look what happened there. So it's kind of just the same thing over again. I love it. I think it's a great move. There's nothing to worry about. I don't think there's any problems. It just gives them more time, and you know, that always comes out positively. So,
Jacob, what do you think, man?
At first, I was a little upset, but that's just me being selfish because for the past year or so, I've gotten to think about, you know, the Star Wars release schedule and just live in a world where I'm getting 3 Star Wars movies in the span of what, you know,
it was
18 months?
2.5 years or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So I loved the idea of that, of getting, The Force Awakens, then a year later getting Rogue One, and then 5 or 6 months later getting Star Wars Episode 8. But once I got over that, I realized that this is probably the best movie for them. They, maybe they felt like they had to rush it a little bit more. Maybe they wanted to focus more on those 3 central characters, like you guys said. But that's the part that worries me a little bit. Because we've heard a lot of praise going around about Rian Johnson's script, and I'm curious what their plan was for this movie that didn't focus on Rey, Finn, and Poe as much.
Well, I feel like it would have focused. I think it would have focused on them, but it would have been heavy Luke
Yeah. And
over them
see,
rather than the opposite. Kind of like
that's the part that upsets me a little bit because look, we are only going to get Luke in maybe these next 2 films. And if their plan was to focus heavily on Luke, then I wish they would have stuck with that plan. I don't mind them moving the release date so they can, take their time and develop the movie, develop the script, and get the best product eventually, but I don't want them to change the story, based on fan reactions. Like I feel like they already would have had enough Finn, Poe, and Rey in there. But overall, I think it's a really good move. It felt like a dream world getting Rogue One and Episode 8 in 6 months. So I'm totally fine with it. I can wait a year in between each Star Wars movie, so it doesn't upset me too much.
All right, well, look, all you spoiled mother lovers out there. This is a blessing in disguise. Now that Star Wars is moving to December, they can pretty much own the month now. You can expect a Star Wars movie every December. And also, the summer blockbuster from like March to August pretty much belongs to comic book movies and other established franchises like Transformers, Fast and Furious, Jurassic World now, all the dinosaur movies. So I think it's better that, Star Wars, because Star Wars is kind of its own thing, The other franchises, every other franchises out there doesn't compare to Star Wars. So to put that in December, you get a whole summer full of superhero movies and other established franchises. You get a little bit of a break with Oscar movies and horror movies, and then you get back to blockbuster movies in December. I mean, other than Star Wars, is there anything else that you need? So I think it's a good move. Star Wars now can officially own December as far as blockbusters. I don't think any other blockbuster out there would be, any other studio out there would be, smart or dumb enough to put a blockbuster next to Star Wars. I think, Star Wars now owns December. And this kind of brings me into our next topic, Avatar 2. Now, Fox never officially stated that December 2017 was Avatar 2's release date. That was something that James Cameron said in a recent interview, that that's their target release date. However, I think many of us, well, me and some other people out there, I don't know about you guys, were excited to see Star Wars and Avatar kind of go head-to-head. But that's not the case anymore. Avatar 2 changed its release date once again. It's not going to be pushed somewhere into 2018, presumably. And I want to know what you guys think about this. Did Star Wars Episode 8 cause Avatar or Fox to quickly shoot down the December 2017 expected release date? Was it the right move for Avatar 2? What do you guys think? Start with Jacob this time.
Hell yeah, that's the reason why they switched the release date. I don't understand how people are saying that it's not. I saw the title of an article earlier today. I forget what site it was, but they said Avatar changes release date, but not for reasons that you think. And I assumed they were going to talk about they didn't move it for Star Wars, but of course they did. There's no way there was another reason other than James Cameron taking his sweet time to develop it. I think they were considering moving it prior to this Star Wars moving to December, but that put the nail in the coffin. Oh, damn, Star Wars is going to be like a week after our movie. We got to move it because they thought they were going to own that whole, Christmas season going into January and February. And I feel like they're scared. And who wouldn't be scared of Star Wars? And the hype for Avatar has died down completely. I don't think anyone's excited for Avatar, an Avatar sequel. I haven't heard anyone talk about it at all. I'm not necessarily interested in it, so I do believe that's the reason why they switched.
All right, Jake, go ahead.
Yeah, I think the headline should have said, Star Wars Episode 8 pushes back Avatar 2. I think that, they can say all they want, that it's the script or, production or whatever it is, but the fact that it came 2 days after the announcement that Star Wars Episode 8 is launching in December, it's kind of a red flag saying, you know what, we're not going to go head-to-head against Star Wars. It's the right move to move away. And like Jacob said, I think, the hype has died. And I don't even know if people really know about it, Avatar 2. By the time this comes out, it'll be 9 years since the last one. People kind of just forgot about it. And the new generation maybe have never even seen the original. It'll be a different generation by then. Also, you got to think about Spielberg's Ready Player One also has the same release date as Episode 8. So look out for that to change at some point.
Definitely.
It's not only just because they don't want to go head to head of Star Wars, but Spielberg is also kind of in the Star Wars family with George Lucas and J.J. Abrams. So he knows not to go head to head against them. So that'll probably move at some point too. But as for Avatar, it's the right move. It's taken too long. And I think they need to start, kind of ramping it up a little bit because people are not going to be interested by the time it comes out. So,
yeah, this is nothing new. The sequel has constantly pushed back its release date from 2014, 15, 16, 17. Now it looks like 2018. Me personally, I think Avatar 2 could have stayed in December, but I think I think Fox is just more, as any other studio would, they're more concerned about money. They want to make money and whatnot. Plus, James Cameron, he probably isn't done, writing or polishing up the scripts. Who knows? I'm certainly looking forward to Avatar 2 only because it's not because I love the first movie. It's only because I'm excited to see what else James Cameron can do. Every time I always compare a James Cameron film to like the Olympics. It comes once every couple of years, and every time it comes, it's always making headlines. It's always fun to watch and exciting to see. So I'm excited to see what he brings for Avatar 2. But as far as the release date change, I mean, it makes sense. Let's be honest here. Fox is in the business of making money. So is Disney. And why would you hold your 2017 release date when you essentially have nothing?
I think they should move it up. Like, honestly, taking aside the fact that they haven't really gone into production that much other than the script, like, they should just move it up. Like, people are going to lose interest. They should have dropped a sequel 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it all depends on how the shooting goes because Cameron's going to shoot the next 3 Avatar films back to back to back. So
that's
true.
true.
Where would you move it, though, if you were to move it up? Like, if you put it in it would get crushed in the summer because the way the summer season's going nowadays with superheroes and all these other big movies, I think Avatar would get smashed. Like, do you put it in November?
I don't know. I mean, they can't. There's no way because they haven't even started, pre-production or filming or anything. But I would move it to this year, but at December this year, because I don't think Rogue One is as threatening as Episode 8. So, but it's never gonna happen. I'm just saying, like, hypothetically, if they already started shooting or something, they should have moved it up. But obviously, that's impossible since they haven't started shooting.
Well, I personally think that Avatar 2 belongs in the holiday release season. One, because James Cameron, I know he's going to have something else to bring besides, the follow-up to Avatar 2. He's been researching new technology. I know he's going to bring something that's going to wow our minds as far as the cinematic experience goes.
Well, if he wants to go for, like, if he's looking for that Christmas release date and say he wants to go to Christmas 2018, you have a Han Solo movie coming that year. And that's going to be a lot different than Rogue One. Like, that movie's going to be a lot bigger. So maybe, with the Hunger Games ending this year, maybe you put it in a Thanksgiving spot because it's still holiday season. People are still going to the movie theaters, and Hunger Games has kind of owned that week for the last 4 years. So maybe, he thinks about doing that, but I just don't see a December release date anytime soon for Avatar just because of Star Wars, period. I think Star Wars owns it.
I think it could actually work out is like a March release date.
Well, now, yeah.
2 months before the summer season. That way you can sweep all the box office.
Well, we'll see how that goes with. I know it's a different animal, but Batman v Superman's got that March release date. So
I think we're in a world where we're gonna start seeing. I mean, we already are seeing blockbusters released throughout the whole entire year, and that excites me because before January through April, you're getting nothing really, and now we're getting Deadpool, Batman v Superman, movies like that earlier in the year, which is freaking amazing.
Well, speaking of Batman v Superman, let's move into our next topic. This week, Warner Brothers made a pretty big splash with their DC properties when they had a 30-minute, half-hour special on TV. It was DC Dawn of the Justice League preview. In that segment, they debuted a new Suicide Squad trailer. They gave us Wonder Woman footage. They talked a little bit of Batman v Superman, released some new stills. We also got a little preview at Aquaman, Cyborg, Flash, and the Green Lantern Corps. So first, let's talk about the Suicide Squad trailer that released online. I want to get your guys' reactions, what you think, does it make you more excited, who you most excited for, so on and so forth. So let's start with Jake, the new Suicide Squad trailer.
It's so good. I think I watched it 4 times within a span of like a half hour when it came out. There are so many things to love about this trailer. First of all, let me just say this. Jai Courtney stole the trailer. He stole the trailer for me. There were so many moments where he just absolutely... When he opened the beer, I could not stop laughing when he was doing that. When he came out of the body bag, punching people. Like, there are so many great... Like, this gets me excited for it because...
How about the soda, opening the soda?
Well, that's the beer can. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
you open
or
the beer
beer,
can.
whatever. Yeah. That was freaking awesome.
So, like, everybody's been bagging on Jai Courtney, all this stuff, but when he's in a supporting role, he kills it. And, this gets me really excited. Like, maybe he's the showstopper in the movie. But as for the trailer, I mean, Margot Robbie looks like she's going to be the best in the whole movie. Her Harley Quinn is so insanely good. That scene where she's talking about voices, like that's Harley Quinn in a nutshell right there. She is embodying the character so much. For the first time seeing her on screen, it's the perfect rendition of the character. David Ayer looks to have a lock on her. Margot Robbie looks absolutely killer. She looks like she's going to be excellent in action scenes for her first big action role, which is awesome. Will Smith looks like the old classic Will Smith. That shot, one of my favorite shots of the trailer is obviously the action shots, but when the guards are charging into his cell, and he's got his arms up, ready to fight.
Yeah.
That shot, like an old grizzled Will Smith, like ready to beat up people. So cool. Jared Leto, just more of so many good shots of him. The one where he's laughing looks creepy as hell. The one where he's holding Harley Quinn in the pool. That looks like a beautiful shot.
Swan dives in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful shot. It's so good. I mean, I laughed more in this trailer than I have a comedy trailer in a long time. The action's incredible. It's dark. It's weird. It's chaotic. It's exactly what Suicide Squad's going to be. And that last line that Margot or Harley Quinn had was a perfect wrap on the entire film. I think it sold the film. The action, the chemistry, the comedy, it has it all. I'm very, very excited for it. It only backs up why I put it in my top 5 of this year for most anticipated. I'm very, very excited. And the best part about it, it showed so much, but it gave nothing away.
Exactly.
Absolutely nothing. So I'm all in on Suicide Squad at this point. Love the trailer.
Hey, Jacob, what about you, man?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you just said. I was already looking forward to this film. I believe it was in my top 5 of most anticipated. If not, it was like number 6 or 7. But I absolutely love this trailer, and I knew I was gonna love the trailer. I know I'm gonna love this movie. You know, it's something so different in the superhero genre. It's something we've never seen before, and I don't think it's nothing else is gonna compare to this in the future. And I'm wondering if this movie is just a film to set up these characters, and then they're all gonna not spin off on their own movies, but they're all gonna be in Batman movies, and maybe in a Flash movie, maybe in a Cyborg movie.
Well, there have already been rumors that Will Smith's Deadshot might be teaming up with Batman in the Solo movie.
Well, that would make sense because Deadshot, he's kind of like an anti-hero in a way. He's not trying to do evil, but his line of work,
he's like a Punisher.
Exactly. Yeah. And I could totally see, Batman needing him, I need you to cover me while I go in and do this, from a far distance. It's similar, I don't think they're going to bring Green Arrow into this universe anytime soon because of how popular the character is on TV, but I feel like Deadshot can fill that role that maybe a Green Arrow could have filled as, covering Batman while he goes in on a mission, and, you could have Deadshot in his tower, covering Batman, which would be awesome. But getting back to the trailer, dude, it's incredible. I remember before this movie was ever announced, people would say that Harley Quinn's would never work in live action. And
it's freaking working,
and
man.
it's and even movie pundits that I look up to would say that too. And I was like, yeah, right. You could totally kill it. If you do it right, it will be amazing. And they chose the perfect actress to play her. The way she's portrayed in this trailer is amazing, and it's crazy because there's so many different moving parts in this trailer. It's hard to choose one or two things that you like. Like I'm interested in every character. I'm interested in Killer Croc. I'm interested in Enchantress. I'm interested in who's the fire guy.
Diablo. Yeah.
Like it's so awesome, and something I'm actually really character I'm really looking forward to is actually Rick Flag, because
Joel Kinnaman. Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Joel Kinnaman. I watched The Killing. It's an amazing show, especially the first 2 seasons, and he's awesome in that show. And ever since then, I've been a fan of him. And I haven't seen the reboot of RoboCop, but I heard he's actually good in it. So I'm actually a little happy that Tom Hardy fell out of this role and he's taking over, because I think he deserves a role like this to bump him up to mainstream. So
and it doesn't look. I mean, he's gonna have a big part, but other characters are gonna outweigh him. So it makes sense for Tom Hardy not to be in that role.
And I mean, I think he's gonna actually have a bigger part than you think, because even at the end of the trailer, when they only show 5 names up there, and Joel Kinnaman is one of them.
Yeah.
He's the leader of the Suicide Squad. Yeah. He's the guy who works for the government that's gonna basically watch over them. He's technically their babysitter, but I can go on and on and on and on about this trailer. And we didn't get that much of the Joker, but we got enough of him.
I think that's all we're going to see
exactly.
of him.
And I don't want to know too much, but this trailer blew my mind. I can't be more happy about it.
Yeah. As far as Suicide Squad goes, I think we can all agree their trailers, they're 2 for 2. As far as their Comic-Con trailer and now this trailer, I like the balance, because the first trailer was very dark, and somewhat depressing. It's like these guys are being forced in to do something, just to better their lives. And this trailer, it's now fun, so it was definitely fun. So I think the next trailer is going to be a mixture of dark and fun now. So yeah, David Ayer, the moment he signed on to do this, I had a great feeling. We all loved Fury and how that film explored characters and how they their relationships with each other. This trailer had lots of great moments, whether Deadshot's doing his shooting and bullets falling down and all that kind of stuff, or Harley Quinn breaking the glass and taking the purse, or even I'll agree, Jai Courtney had a lot of good moments in this movie. This might be his I don't want to say breakout, but this is
it might be the role that makes people like him.
His redeeming role.
Where he finally realizes, okay, maybe I'm good in these supporting roles, which isn't a bad thing, not at all. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this movie. I'm so excited. If this works, we're definitely getting a Sinister Six movie, because Sony's gonna look at this and be like, wow, these villain movies, they're they have a place.
Well, that's if Marvel wants a Sinister Six movie in their universe. So.
Well, I think they should.
That'd be great, but that's all it has to be in Marvel's plan. So.
I think they could do it, and it would be cool because it'll be a Sony movie, but Marvel produced, and it won't necessarily have to affect the MCU too much. It can just affect the Spider-Man.
Maybe a Phase 4 movie. It could be in the.
I would love to see it, but I'm just saying it has to fit in Marvel's plans.
Yeah, exactly.
It just has to.
It really does, because everything that happens in Spider-Man universe affects the MCU. So
yeah, and DC, they say that they have the best villains in the.
They do.
The comic universe.
They do.
I put Spider-Man Rogues Gallery of Villains.
Well, they always say Batman and Spider-Man have the best Rogues Gallery.
Well, Suicide Squad is basically a group of
Batman villains. It really
almost,
is.
So
pretty much all of them.
Basically.
Yeah. So guys, check out the trailer if you haven't seen it. And by the way, it was our number 4 most anticipated when we combined our
overall,
list.
yeah.
Number 4, very deserving of that spot, and a movie we're definitely looking forward to. So what else dropped? The Wonder Woman footage. What did you guys think of that, real quick?
Oh, I loved that.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't watch the whole DC preview thing, because I don't want to know too much going into these films, but I saw the Wonder Woman clip online. It was like a minute and a half long or something, and I had to click on it. I was already looking forward to Wonder Woman, but this little footage made me so excited for it. I got giddy thinking about it. I love that scene when she's on the horse. I can't, and I love what do they say? She's the best fighter in the DC universe.
She is she is DC's version of Captain America.
Yeah.
She's the Girl Scout, whereas Captain America is the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
That's exactly what
Like,
she is.
As far as combat and like using her sword and stuff, I'm sure they're saying that she's the best fighter. So that excites me so much. I mean, I can't even begin to think of all the films that are coming out in 2017, but I really honestly believe that Wonder Woman will be in my top 5 most anticipated. I'm not just because it's a female superhero, but I'm a huge fan of the Justice League and just the DC universe in general, like just the cartoon series and comics. And Wonder Woman is an amazing character that you can do so much with, especially with the time eras that she's gone through. So I loved the Wonder Woman footage.
Yeah, I think it was great. I haven't been expecting much from the movie, but the footage it definitely raised my anticipation. First of all, it's beautiful. The cinematography in the film, it looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's a clear stamp. I mean, already comparing to Captain America, this is going to be DC's version of Captain America. They're going back to World War I.
Exactly.
They're giving her an origin. They're stepping back, and it looks like they're really going to give the character the due diligence that she deserves. Because she is, I mean, and by all accounts, she's the greatest female comic book character ever made.
Of course.
And it's been a long time. I mean, there's been multiple chances at putting this character on the big screen, TV and movie screens. And it's failed multiple times, and we're finally getting it. It's very exciting. It looks like there's true passion behind it. Gal Gadot, she looked great. She did in the footage that we saw. We haven't seen her a ton in the Batman v Superman stuff. There was quick shots of her in this, but she does look really good. Her and Chris Pine looks like it might almost be like a team up type thing, partner thing. Mm-hmm. And then I mean you can't go without saying, but seeing Wonder Woman kick Nazi ass, that sounds pretty cool. I mean that sounds pretty cool. So I'm excited. The footage was very cool. I loved all the comments made by the director and the stars. That's what got me more excited about it. But yeah, I mean I thought it was great.
Dude, I think Gal Gadot's gonna kill it. Honestly,
I hope she does.
I really do, because look, we didn't see her talk too much as Wonder Woman, but you can tell certain things. That scene when she's like fixing her hat and she looks in the mirror, like she has like this elegance to her, but then she's gonna turn around and whoop some ass. So.
Well, and that's when I put it up on the site, but I had said that she's caring, kind, and loving, but she'll kick your teeth in if she needs it.
Exactly. You see how she looks at herself in the mirror, like it's amazing. I think she's gonna kill it. I really do.
I hope so, man, because the character freaking needs it. So.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah, definitely excited about it. Prior to this special, I didn't really have anything to be excited about it. I mean, we haven't seen anything, but this footage gave us a nice preview insight. Definitely good news having a female director on board to direct something like this. I think Patty Jenkins is going to kill it. It really all depends on how fans react to her portrayal, her small role in Batman v Superman. That's going to determine just how big this film can be. If she kills it and audiences, respond well to it, then no question about it, Wonder Woman's going to be a huge hit. If it's mediocre to all right, I think they're going to have to have a pretty big marketing campaign for it. But I mean, overall, I'm excited about it. 2017, right? 2017.
Yeah, next year.
Yeah, next year. So
July of next year.
It's right around the corner, guys. Jake, since you and I are the only ones that really watched the full entire 30-minute special, I want to get your biggest takeaway from it real quickly, just from the dawn of the Justice League.
I mean, it was good. There wasn't a lot. They did a minute type thing on each character. They released the videos online. It was Jeff Johns, who's a comic legend, and
Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, and they did Cyborg, The Flash, Aquaman, and Green Lantern Corps. All videos, they were great. They didn't give anything away. They didn't delve into any details.
Can I ask,
or anything.
what did they say about the Green Lantern Corps movie? Is it officially titled Green Lantern Corps? Or is that their plan?
That's the plan
forward?
right now. Jeff Johns said that they didn't announce it. They said that Jeff Johns had said that Green Lantern Corps they're going to bring him into the DCU.
Oh, okay.
They're
Just
saying,
in general,
we're
yeah.
exploring Earth, we're exploring beneath the surface. It's only right to explore space. That's what he said, and we're going to do the Green Lantern Corps. They went into the thing about, space cop movie, all this kind of stuff like that.
Any hints towards like which character
No,
is going to be the
there
lead
was
and everything?
all of them were within the video. They showed Hal Jordan, Jon Stewart, Kyle Rayner, and Guy Gardner. All of them.
Really?
Yeah, in the whole entire Corps.
Dude.
So
I would love if they're all in it.
I wouldn't
like
be
a
surprised
team,
if we see all of them, but I feel like they might just go towards 2.
as the main 2
Yes,
characters, but
yes.
you could have those other 2 as
Maybe
side characters.
maybe Kyle Rayner and
Look,
Guy Gardner are rookies or
This
something.
could be DC's Guardians of the Galaxy, I
Yes.
think, because you have the Avengers. Avengers are the main team in the MCU. Guardians are like the cosmic team. Justice League are the main team in the DCEU, and then Green Lantern Corps is the cosmic team. And they have
Yes.
aliens too in the Green
Yes.
Lantern Corps, so you can have a couple alien characters in the team. So I think
Well,
it
it
could be
just
awesome.
widens the threat for the Justice League as well.
Yeah.
But as for the rest, I mean, they all really stood out. I mean, Cyborg one was really great. What they said about Cyborg and his
concept
backstory, the concept art was great. Ray Fisher, the dude looks exactly like Victor Stone. I think what they said about what they can do with him with today's technology and how he never goes offline and all this kind of stuff. It's so intriguing. The character, he can be a very pivotal part to these movies, like a very big part. And the stuff for the Flash, I mean, the Flash is kind of the one that surprised me because I haven't been the biggest supporter of Ezra Miller as the Flash, and I didn't like the casting of him. But they had some concept art, and the concept art looked really good. The suit even looks more interesting because the lightning bolt is backwards, or it's flipped.
Really?
Yeah, it's a flipped lightning bolt, which is weird, and there's no circle around it. Which there wasn't like you didn't get a great shot of it, but you saw enough. It looks really cool. The Aquaman stuff obviously is really cool. Jason Momoa, he's probably my favorite DC character, Aquaman and the Flash, both of them. It's kind of close between the two. So that one really gets me excited because I feel like they're going to explore Aquaman really well in this universe, and he can be a very big part as well in this team. Because the dude owns 3/4 of the earth. So I hope they explore him like crazy. And all of it was great. I mean, they're really short, nothing really big, but really good intros in what they're trying to do on all 4 of these characters in the Green Lantern Corps. So, I mean, it should get fans excited, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely exciting that DC finally has, their planned universe, and they gave us a little preview of it. It's only going to make the comic book genre even more stronger, and more that we as fans can expect from it. So definitely exciting. Let's move on. Neighbors 2 just got a first trailer, the sequel to the 2014 comedy starring Zac Efron and Seth Rogen. Jacob, I want to get your reactions to this. What do you think? I know you're looking forward to this.
Look, I really like the trailer. I don't necessarily care for green band trailers when it comes to hard R comedies. I think they need to be able to, give us what the movie's really gonna be like, and they can't do it justice in a green band trailer. But Neighbors was, I think it was in my top 10 movies of 2014. I believe it was, and we all know I'm a huge Seth Rogen fan. Blah blah blah, but I was actually really impressed with this trailer. I knew it was called Sorority Uprising, but I just thought...
Sorority Rising.
Oh, is that what it's called?
Yeah, they took out the U or the UP.
Okay, so Sorority Rising. I thought, they were going to be like I don't know, because I thought they weren't going to be as involved in the movie. But it feels like, the main plot of the movie is about the sorority. So I think you can do... A lot of people are saying, they're just going to rehash the first one, but I think you can do something that's very, very different because you're going to focus on, a girl, a version of a frat house with females. So, and I just love how they're like, Seth Rogen's like, they don't party, they don't do drugs, and then it flips to them, like girls going crazy. So overall, I really liked it. I'm really looking forward to this film.
Yeah, I thought the trailer was good. I mean, it was okay. As well as Jacob, I'd rather see the red band to really get a feel for it.
Yeah, that's going to be the real test.
Yeah, so I thought we had talked about this earlier in the week, but I felt like there was a lot of rehashing kind of going on. It felt like Neighbors again, it's kind of what I'm scared about. I didn't need a sequel. I didn't really want a sequel. I thought Neighbors was good as a solo movie. I thought it was great. But I mean, with that said, Chloe Moretz looks like she's great in the role. She looks pretty funny. I thought, I mean, it was a good twist seeing that her and Selena Gomez, they weren't in the same sorority. I didn't know. I thought they would be in the same sorority and that they would be like kind of.
Well, they are at first,
but then
she leaves
creates,
to start her own.
I thought they were going to be their own.
I gotta say, I love that opening, how she lights up the joint, and then Selena
Yeah,
Gomez is like,
well,
"We don't smoke in here."
yeah.
And then, I loved that.
Yeah, no, that was great, and it's going to be really cool to see her in that type of role. But I mean, as for the rest of the trailer, it's great seeing the crew get back together because, I mean, Zac Efron, Seth Rogen, and Rose Byrne, who was the standout for me in the first one. Those three together are going to be pretty funny. You know that they have to enlist some help and whatnot, and so I'm interested in it. That's for sure. I just got to wait for a Red Band. I mean, it's kind of a forgettable trailer for me until I see a Red Band. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know if I'm excited about it yet. I definitely love the first movie. I think I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, which is wow. I mean, I still feel that way, but I'm just like, wow, like I really want to watch it again. But you know, it's great having everyone back. Seth Rogen, Rose Byrne. I'm curious if their child that we saw like a little bit grown up is the same baby. That's pretty cool, and that was a big part of the first one. Everyone was like, "Oh, I love that baby," you know, 'cause it was a cute baby.
well, the baby was those scenes, man, where she just so smiled and
Yeah.
everybody loved those scenes.
And I heard they used a real baby.
Well, the opening where they're having sex and the baby keeps turning around,
Yeah.
like that scene,
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how much that changes now that it's not a baby anymore; it's a little girl. But I mean, you know, it's a comedy from Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, so you have that going for it. It's a sequel. We know comedy sequels don't usually do that good. I'm hoping that this one is an exception. So we'll see. But like you guys, I'm waiting for a Red Band trailer. I think a Red Band trailer will make this movie more, you know, exciting. And you know, they're not gonna be so much Why Neighbors 2. You know, like you're gonna actually laugh and you know have not that we didn't laugh, but you know have a really better time. So we're gonna talk about another trailer that released out of nowhere. I don't think it's a direct sequel to Cloverfield 2. They haven't. I mean, to Cloverfield, they haven't really confirmed that.
Well, it's in the same universe. It exists in the same world that the Cloverfield movie took place.
But
for sure.
we have another Cloverfield movie titled 10 Cloverfield Lane. The trailer just dropped, I think, sometime last week. I want to ask you guys' opinion on it. What do you think? Whoever wants to start.
I love it. I think it was so good. You know, it was kind of a little bit slow in the beginning, but then there was this kind of build all the way till the end, and you know where we see her look outside. But man, the fact that this came out of nowhere, I just love that it came out of nowhere. I kind of did a little backstory on it because I wrote a thing on the site, but this movie, they were working under a title called Valencia for the longest time, and people had no idea that this was a Cloverfield movie. And then all of a sudden, it gets attached to 13 Hours, and it's called 10 Cloverfield Lane. And the trailer dropped the same day. And it's like so cool that, you know, that J.J. Abrams is producing it, that this thing just drops out of nowhere. In a world today where everything gets leaked online, and you know people are searching for things. I think it's so cool that this was kept under wraps for so long. And as for the movie, you know, I'm a huge fan of Cloverfield. I love Cloverfield. I think it's awesome. One of the better found footage films out there. Whether it's a sequel, not a sequel, direct sequel, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to have some kind of connection. Because I mean, at the end of Cloverfield, they did drop a nuclear bomb on the monster. Spoiler, it's been out for like 10 years. But so a nuclear fallout would make sense. And, you know, they're hiding in some kind of bunker and maybe there are more monsters out there or something. I don't know. But it looks exciting. It looks intense. It looks like a thriller. You know, John Goodman, his character almost looks to be holding these characters hostage in a way. I kind of read up on some of Mary Elizabeth Winstead's comments saying that she may have just woken up in his care or something. But I mean, it looks thrilling. It looks exciting. It's just a tease. I'm looking forward to seeing more on it. And the fact that it's only 2 months away is really cool. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to it. I thought the trailer was great.
Jacob.
Yeah, I liked it a lot, and I liked the first Cloverfield film, but I didn't love it per se. It's very intense and very unique. Like I've never seen a movie like it. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I remember when the movie first came out, and everyone's like, "Oh, are they gonna make a sequel?" And for the longest time, the answer was pretty much no. And I love that they surprised us with it. That's the best part. And I had a little bit of a different experience with this trailer because I had heard the trailer come out, but I didn't, I wasn't like clamoring to go watch it. But I was at work and I was watching a different YouTube video, and a trailer popped up as an ad before a video that I was gonna watch, and I was getting ready to click skip, and I had no idea what it was. And then like the first 10 seconds start, and I'm like, wait, what is this? It's like, it looks very interesting. And I've became a huge fan of John Goodman. I think he's like one of the best character actors we have in the business, and he's like, he always plays these side roles really well. So I was like, what is this? This feels like very weird, but I have no idea what it was. I thought it was like a zombie movie or something like that. And then it just keeps getting better and better and better, and the intense builds up, and then she smashes him across the face with the bottle and runs up the stairs and locks them in, and then all of a sudden I see the name Cloverfield pop up, and I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. Like, so for me, I didn't know what I was watching, and so that's a whole different experience rather than clicking on the trailer knowing it's a Cloverfield trailer. So I'm super excited for this film, and normally be like, coming in 2017. No, it's coming in 2 or 3 months. So that's amazing.
Yeah, I've never seen the first Cloverfield movie. I'm definitely gonna watch it. But this trailer, before Suicide Squad came out, this trailer for me was the best trailer of the year. Granted, we're like 3 weeks into the year, but I mean it's really well done. A lot of build up. John Goodman takes the ball to the face, and just that's awesome. Like, this guy's gonna do great. What's her name? Mary Winstead?
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
She hasn't really done much in recent years.
Right? She's been on the indie film market for a long time. She did a couple films last year, and she's been actually building a lot of buzz. She was in Die Hard with a Vengeance.
Yeah, I loved her in that role. But I'm excited to see what she does. And I mean, I don't really have much to say besides it being a great trailer. I've never seen the first movie, but
dude, the first one is like, it's so intense, and it's the perfect, like, it's such a great adaptation of what it would actually be like in a city that's overran by a monster. Like, it follows these group of kids, or I guess adults, that
they're all at a party at first.
Yeah, and it follows this certain group after they leave, where this monster comes and everything, and them trying to escape the city. And it's like, it's exactly what would happen if that actually happened. And I love it. Like, I could watch that movie all the time. But going back to what you said about no sequel, if I remember correctly, there was a post-credit scene, like the original post-credit scenes, where there was someone on a Ferris wheel, and like a monster popped up out of the ocean or something.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't remember. Like, that might be a totally different movie. But they always said no to a sequel, but they left the door open.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
So I don't know. It might be for a different movie or not. But Gio, you're gonna have to tell us when you watch it. But I feel like there was a post-credit scene in the movie. I could be wrong though.
Well, it's very interesting because it's kind of cool that it's not a direct sequel, because this is just a little side story on like what happens to the world after that takes place. Like, how do people survive after that, and how do you move forward from that? And like, it can be totally different characters in a different part of the world or different part of the city, whatever. So I'm intrigued by the idea of the film.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, let's move on to Deadpool. This movie comes out in
February 12th.
A little over 2 weeks.
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
Wow. Well, some interesting news dropped. Deadpool gets banned in China. I wrote up an article where I stated this is both a good thing and a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. So before we get into the reactions that released online from a secret screening, what do you guys think? Deadpool gets banned in China. Is it a big deal or not a big deal?
I guess a little bit of both. It kind of makes sense. I mean, if you follow stuff like that and kind of look into countries and whatnot, you would know that China is that kind of country, I guess you could say. They're very protective towards certain things, and the way school systems are run, and the way houses run there, and families and stuff like that. So it does make sense that this type of film wouldn't be allowed there. It's gonna be a violent, brutal, very dark and graphic, hard language film. So it makes sense. I don't think it's gonna hurt it as bad as people may think it will. It might hurt a little bit of the box office, sure, but Deadpool is never gonna make 100 million at the box office opening weekend, or what Star Wars or what the X-Men movies are gonna do. It's a small movie. It's the first of its kind. So they're not expecting it to make a whole bunch of money like the X-Men movies. So sure, it'll hurt a little bit, but I don't think it's gonna hurt people going to see it everywhere else in the world. I don't think.
Have you heard what it's tracking?
55 million.
50 million,
which I think is the perfect number.
Amazing.
50 to 60 million. I think it's.
What is
perfect
the budget?
Number.
It's like
budget
30 million or something.
35 million.
Yeah, so 50 to 60 million. It's a perfect opening number.
Dude, it's gonna kill. I think it's gonna make like 250 worldwide.
I think so.
That's a huge.
I think
profit,
so too. I think so too.
First of all, I don't really care too much about this story, but it's a little weird because it can both hurt and help this genre, because now studios going forward are going to be like, well, we were considering making this property rated R, but we could make $100 million in China if we make it PG-13. So let's make it PG-13. So that upsets me a little bit. But on the other side, it's like this movie's so bad that it's being banned in China, which personally excites me because I want this movie to go balls to the walls, all out.
Literally balls to the wall.
And it's going to. He's cutting off heads and kicking them. So I can't be more excited for this film. If there wasn't so many superhero movies coming out and a Star Wars movie coming out this year, this would be my number one most anticipated. But there's a few other films that I'm looking forward to more. But, dude, I cannot wait for Deadpool. And Deadpool's gonna be my Valentine's Day this year. I don't.
By the way, Deadpool announced on Twitter today that tickets are now on sale. So just for everybody out there,
we gotta get on that.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, all of us and everyone else out there who's looking forward, who's happy that Deadpool is getting an R rating, better show up in waves. Y'all better show up, support this movie. If you like it, tweet about it, get the word of mouth spreading, because I think this film it already limited itself with its R rating. People under 17 can't go. They're gonna likely have to be dragged by their parents to go see it. Parents might be a little bit I don't know if I want my child to go see this movie. So, and then the fact that it gets banned in China, which is the second biggest market for the moviegoers, for international, actually in the world. This film is going to need some help, and I feel like for everyone out there who goes and watches it and loves it, they need to spread the word of mouth to get this going, because this film was made for the fans. So the things that the fans can do in return is to spread the word of mouth and, get everyone to go out there and go watch it. All the adults out there, to go see this movie. Even if it gets banned, it's banned in China, I feel like it's going to still, make back its money and then some.
Well, I think it's going to be fine because, like we just said, what's the budget? 35 million?
Yeah.
So it doesn't really need China to be a hit. It would be nice to have that, but I don't think it's going to be a situation where Deadpool is not going to bomb. It's going to make it's going to make a lot of profit. So I think it'll be fine.
Well, it'll be kind of a wait and see thing. We'll see. I'm confident it will, but
so you're worried that it's not going to make that people aren't going to go see it? Is that what you're saying?
I'm worried that so it's demographic. It's obviously going to appeal from people from 18 to 35 years old. But from that 36 years old to 60 years old, they might need a little bit more of a sell. That's just my personal opinion. but we'll see.
I have a little side note really quick. I had somebody tell me, I'm not going to say who, but somebody tell me that they already downloaded it on their computer. Don't download Deadpool. Go watch it in the theaters, please. Don't steal. Don't be a thief.
Yeah, agreed.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's surprising.
What do you guys think about the first reactions? Did you guys look at it?
I mean, they're exactly what I expected. I feel like every fan or every movie fan who goes to the movies on a regular basis is gonna walk out of the theater of this film with their mind freaking blown. Like their brain's gonna be oozing out of their ears by this movie. I think the trailers are exactly what we're gonna get. If you've seen the Red Band trailers for this film, that's exactly what the movie's gonna be, just in a 2-hour format. I mean, it definitely gets me excited, obviously. But the fan reactions are great. But what gets me more excited is the actual creator of Deadpool saying that this is the best version of the character yet. Like he actually said that after watching the film. Rob Liefeld, if you follow him on Twitter, Instagram, everything, he's great. But he's the co-creator of Deadpool, and he said this is the best version of the character yet, and that's what gets me more excited. Tim Miller and Ryan Reynolds have been working on this thing for years. They've been wanting to get it to the big screen for years, and it's a passion project for sure. But they're going to do the right thing and give us what we want, and give us a film that that people have been wanting for a very, very long time. So it's exactly what I expected, and I'm very glad to see it.
Jacob?
I have not looked up the reactions, and I'm not going to because I don't want my anticipation to be raised or lowered. So
Yeah. And real quickly, I don't know what the hell is wrong with me today, guys, but Deadpool is gonna kill it. I just thought about Neighbors and how it did 2014. What was it, like 100 million?
Neighbors?
domestically, I think it made like 200 something million
What did it
worldwide.
do? Like its opening weekend, I know it did. I think it did like 50 million or something like that.
Well, 22 Jump Street killed it at the box office.
Yeah, and this is a comic book movie. It's an R-rated comedy. This film's gonna kill. I don't know
Yeah,
why I said.
the thing
because
is,
China.
I would be worried if it was $100 million budget. Then I would be worried. But it's $30 million
Neighbors.
budget.
Let's see.
What did it make its opening weekend? I know Box Office Mojo has it on there.
Well, it made 270 worldwide, 49 million opening weekend.
Yeah, and this is a comic movie.
Domestically, it made 150.
Yeah, see, that's great. And this is,
Deadpool,
I think
Deadpool's gonna crush.
have
that,
a
dude.
broader audience because it's gonna not only pull in that audience but comic book audience as well.
Deadpool. I think Deadpool will make 350 worldwide.
I think kids are gonna beg their older brothers, their mom and dad, to go see this movie.
Well,
so it's
kids-
also gonna bring in kids too.
But let's be real. A lot of movie theaters across the country and the world don't factor in the 17 stuff. They let kids go see the movie. I know a lot of theaters that don't ask, "Oh, are you 17 or whatever?"
Yeah,
So
sometimes,
that's gonna, but not
yeah.
all theaters. Like
Yeah.
that's gonna factor into it.
Well, I mean, if you see a kid saying, "Hey, can I get one ticket to Deadpool?"
But I'm not saying like 8 or 9 year olds. I'm saying like 14, 15, 16 year
Yeah,
olds.
there's
like
there's
teenagers.
15-year-olds that look like they're 22.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
teenagers are going to go see this, and that's going to factor into it. But the movie's it's going to crush. I mean, it's going to make more than Neighbors did. So there's definitely nothing to worry about.
Yeah, I mean, because Deadpool is such a pivotal film for the comic book
look,
genre.
22 Jump Street made 331 million worldwide, 191 domestically, $57 million opening weekend. So there you go.
All right. Well, we took a little bit of a break last year during the Christmas, and there's 2 trailers that we didn't really get to talk about. So I want to ask you guys your reactions and thoughts on. First, let's do Star Trek Beyond, and I'm going to ask you about Independence Day Resurgence. So, Star Trek Beyond, I'm going to go to Jacob, because you just rewatched.
Well, I know I watched the first 2 Star Trek movies for the
Oh.
first time recently.
Okay, well, take it from
Yeah.
here, sir.
Well, I just want to say, the first Star Trek 2009, directed by J.J. Abrams, is a genius, brilliant film, in my opinion. I absolutely loved it. I don't want to go too long on this. I really like Star Trek Into Darkness. So I watched this trailer, and I watched this trailer before I saw those movies, and I wasn't able to judge it properly because I didn't really know much about the universe. But I've seen a lot of hate online for the trailer, and I get it, but I disagree with the hate because, all right, one complaint I've heard people talk about is, the music doesn't fit. But I have a strong
The music
argument
fits.
against the music, because
fits.
if you're familiar with this Star Trek franchise, in the first Star Trek movie, Kirk as a kid is stealing his stepdad's car. What does he play on the radio? Sabotaged by Beastie Boys. In the second film, his alarm clock goes off, Beastie Boys. So if people are saying the music's out of place, it doesn't fit with the movie, it's not consistent with the franchise, it's actually the complete opposite. It totally is consistent with the franchise. So for me, the music fits. I like the trailer because I love the space battles in the first two Star Trek movies. I absolutely love them. But it feels like they're going to be on the ground more in this movie, and that's something that excites me. I love that scene in Into Darkness when they have the on-the-ground combat against the Klingons, and Benedict Cumberbatch is a freaking beast in that scene, and I want to see more hand-to-hand combat. And I have a theory about Kirk. I think, because, spoiler, he was saved using Khan's blood. So I think
He's going to be some kind of superhuman
not
dude.
superhuman. I think he's just going to be more durable,
Yes.
more quick,
Yes.
a little bit more strong. I don't think he's going to be like I don't
He's
even
not
think
gonna-
he's
he's
going
not
to be
gonna be
as strong
Khan.
as like Captain
No.
America,
No.
even,
No.
or Khan, but he's going to be a little bit enhanced, I think, which is cool because he's a good fighter, but how's he going to fight these aliens or stuff like
Dude,
that?
he gets his butt whooped a lot.
Yeah, and like Spock can beat him up. Who's that? What's that character's name? Chulu or what is it?
Sulu.
Sulu? Okay, he's a beast too. He can.
Sulu?
I love that scene in the first movie when Kirk's like, "What kind of combat are you training?" He's like fencing, and he's like, "Oh crap!" But then when you see him fight, he whoops butt, dude. So, I'm excited for this film, and before I didn't really care at all, but now after seeing the first two films, dude, honestly, I think I could change my most anticipated list and put Star Trek Beyond in the top 10, honestly. Yeah.
Jake.
But that's
okay,
mostly
so-
because of my love for the first two films,
Yes.
not necessarily because of this trailer.
So I'm like hearing you, like talking about this stuff with you, and knowing you just watched it the first time. It makes me want to watch the first two again because I personally love them. Like I have.
So good.
I'm a big fan of them. The original the 2009 Star Trek is in my honorable mentions for all time films. I love it that much. And as for the trailer for Beyond, it took me back a little bit because it didn't feel like these Star Treks to me. I've watched the first two over and over again. It didn't have that stamp that the first two had. Maybe that's because there's no J.J. Abrams. I don't know, but if you're a fan of Star Trek, if you've seen them, if you know a little bit about it, you know that Star Trek is a little bit more about adventure and exploration and learning about who we are as humans and other races out there, other than the action and the big blockbuster type stuff. And that's kind of what it felt like to me. Like it was too big and like too many explosions, and like I like the action and all that kind of stuff that the original two have, or the first two have, but this one, it felt like it overpowered it a little too much for me. I wanted to, and especially with Into Darkness leaving off with, they're going on their 5-year mission. What Star Trek is all about, like they go off and they explore space, space adventure, and it just felt like it was too much action and big explosions and stuff like that. Like I'm not saying like the whole film will be like that, but this trailer was kind of just it was all action, nothing really else other than that. As for the ground battle stuff, all that stuff looks great. Mm-hmm. And seeing the Enterprise go down, that's kind of a nod to Star Trek 3 because it actually happened in Star Trek 3, and that actually hurt a lot of people. It's one of those moments seeing the Enterprise go down, and I have theories about what will happen throughout the rest of the film that we can talk about later. But as for the trailer itself, it's not what I was hoping for a first trailer. I am a little bit nervous with Justin Lin directing it. It's nothing against him as director, but Fast and Furious doesn't fit into Star Trek, which kind of worries me a bit. But until I'm still looking forward to the movie, and I'm looking forward to a second trailer. I have faith in the cast and the franchise overall, It's just as a first trailer, it wasn't for me.
Yeah. Okay. I think it's, and I'm not talking about you guys. I'm talking about everyone else. But I think it's important to understand that the turn of these Star Trek movies, it doesn't appeal to some people. You know, they're connected to, you know, how things used to be, and you see that a lot in, you know, in real life. You know, that's how people are. But I'm with you guys that I like these new Star Trek films. I think they're more appealing to a modern audience, and I feel like they're more for everyone. You know, which is never a bad thing for a property. For this one, the music, I didn't have a problem with it. It's just it kind of felt like, I was telling Jacob this the other day. It feels like it kind of just takes over, you know, a little bit. You know, it's like, whoa, what are we watching now? You know, and you see the name Justin Lin, who did, you know, Fast and Furious, and turned that movie. I mean, that's the Fast and Furious is the definition of, you know, opposite of being grounded. You know, that those movies, they go all over the place and, you know, whatnot. So you can kind of see the relation there. But I mean, I'm still looking forward to the movie. You know, it still had those funny moments when what's his name, Carl Urban's character,
Bones,
is like, you know, at least I won't have to die alone.
Yeah, Bones and Spock. Yeah,
And then he gets taken away. He turns around. He's like, that's just typical. You know, and like it's gonna have those funny moments in it again. And I believe Robert Orsi had a hand in the writing too for this one, right? Or is he producer?
I think so. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, there's conflicting reports. They say he's on, he's off. He was on.
Yeah,
Power
I
Rangers,
don't know.
on Power
I'm
Rangers.
sure some of the script was part of his draft at some point. So
Yeah. So I mean, I'm definitely looking forward to it. We'll see just how different it'll be from, you know, not having J.J. Abrams on board. It could turn out to be a good thing. We'll have to wait and see. I think a second trailer will really tell us a lot. So
I kind of look at this trailer as a teaser trailer in a way.
yeah,
In the sense, like, look at the, you know, a lot of the teaser trailers, they don't really give that much away. And I think that's why there's so many just fast shots of action with the music playing. Like, it's just kind of an announcement / teaser trailer. Like, I feel like the next trailer will be more to your liking.
Well,
Jake.
and Simon Pegg, who actually came in and wrote the script, he had said after the trailer dropped, he had said, you know, this trailer is in no way what the film is. Like, the film is completely different. And over the years, I've come to respect and trust Simon Pegg in everything. The dude knows what he's talking about. He's passionate about everything he does. And so I still believe in the property. There's no doubt. But as for this trailer, it just wasn't for me. So,
well, let's talk about another trailer, Independence Day Resurgence, the sequel to the 1996 film 20 years ago, Independence Day 2, a.k.a. Resurgence. What do you guys think?
I like it. I mean, confession time, I haven't seen Independence Day.
oh
So
my God!
You guys already know this. We've had you reacted the same exact way last
I know
time.
this is just for show, but like.
But here's the thing, I'm going to watch it before I watch the new one. And I'm kind of like, look how I reacted to the Star Trek movies. Like, I'm kind of glad. Like, now I get to enjoy it, you know?
I just watched Independence Day on Sunday again, like, because it was on. The movie is so awesome. Like, it's so great.
I'm very intrigued by this new movie because it's so cool, the idea that we use the alien technology to build the defenses in case they come back. So that's freaking incredible. You know, I don't really know much about this universe, so I can't, you know, comment too much. But I like the trailer. It looks very interesting. It looks like it has, like, its comedic moments when necessary. And, yeah, I like it. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I think it's great. Every time I see it, it gets better. It plays in front of Star Wars in every screening. I've seen Star Wars 8 times now. So, and it gets better every time I see it. It's so great. Seeing the Goldblum back in his role is awesome. See Bill Pullman with the manly ass beard in his state of mind is great. Newcomers like Liam Hemsworth and Micah Monroe, who's really coming on the scene lately. I've become a huge fan of hers, attractively and talently. I mean, there's so many good things. Jed Hirsch is back. It looks bigger, and it would make sense if they would come back bigger this time. I mean, the whole last line that Jeff Goldblum drops is it captures it all. It's bigger than the last one. It does bum me out. There's no Will Smith, obviously. It would have been great to see him return. But I like the fact that they brought his son from the first one into it. Really cool idea. It's cool seeing Vivica A. Fox back. Like Jacob had mentioned, the idea and the premise is fantastic. The fact that we took their technology to upgrade ours and build our defense system, really, really cool idea. Roland Emmerich, who directed the first one, came back doing this one. He obviously has a great grip on what this universe is about. It's the perfect summer movie. It really is. Independence Day is it was almost the first wave that
It was the blockbuster.
Well, not only
in the
that,
90s.
but it was the first wave of alien invasion and Earth invasion films, and it set the bar. And films that kind of been trying to do Independence Day 20 years ago, and now they're coming back to this kind of universe is really cool. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks like it's a new, fresh take on it, but with a lot of old flavor in it. So.
Yeah, really good first trailer. Definitely surprised. I like how the president's speech is played in the background.
Dude, I get chills every time I hear that, and I love that it cuts off.
Celebrate art.
Yes, and when you hear that in the first one, if you don't get goosebumps, you don't have a heart. Jacob. You do not have a heart.
Yeah, guys. I mean, I tried, but I still feel Will Smith's absence. It's like, it's not there. And what elevates it is seeing the rest of the cast back. It's like, you somehow see Judd Hirsch hasn't aged a bit. Brett Spiner, the guy,
the doctor.
Yeah. Like how is he back?
We'll find out.
It's like, and now Will Smith is not there. It's just it's still an absence that's felt.
Although he's not there, it does suck that he's not there. It would make sense, like it's almost like a cop out, like, oh yeah, he died in a training accident or whatever. But you think about it, like when they're testing new technology, malfunctions happen, and it would almost make sense that he did die in some kind of test with alien tech. Like, yeah, it's a cop out, like, oh, he's not returning, but we're gonna kill him off. But it's not just some normal new fighter pilot jet. It's like alien tech that they're trying to work on. So almost in a way, it makes sense. You just kind of have to wrap your head around the whole alien tech thing. So
yeah, but other than that, definitely looks like a modern Independence Day. Definitely excited about it. We'll see if it has the same impact it had 20 years. Probably not. I mean, living.
You never know, because
we have blockbusters coming out every 2 weeks in the summertime, so it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be to the extent, but if it has to be really good to have an impact. It's a different world.
The generation from 20 years ago is going to go see this.
Yeah.
And
because they're going to want to revisit,
and the generation from 10 years ago and the generation from today is going to go see it. And the fact that they attached to Star Wars is like, people are going to get excited about it because everybody and their mother has seen the trailer.
Yeah.
So.
And probably seen the movie too.
Yeah.
Well, that's it, buddies.
All right. Well, thank you all for listening to the Apocaflix Movie News Podcast. I want to thank Gio Ramos for walking us through these movie news stories. And where can they find you online, man?
I'll try to do a better one next time. But at Gio Ramos 24 and on apocaflixmovies.com every day. Check out Rapid Fire Movie News. It's back, fellas.
And I want to thank Jake Berlin as well. Where can they find you online?
Twitter, Instagram at Qui-Gon Jake. Check out our Padawan podcast, our Star Wars podcast. And you can check me out on the site every day.
And I'm your host, Jacob Bartley. You can find me online at my new Twitter handle, Jacob Bartley, with the underscore at the end, because somebody else named Jacob Bartley has my Twitter handle that I would really like to have. But anyways, you can also find me on this YouTube channel. Please subscribe. Please hit that like button. We would really appreciate it. And thank you all for listening. We'll see you next time.